Welcome to the Kaltura Capture Overview. In this tutorial, you will learn how to download Kaltura Capture, screencast your computer presentation into a video, create a web camera video, and upload the video directly into your My Media page in Canvas. The Kaltura Capture software has several features. Screencasting is the main function of the tool. It records what you see on your computer and converts it to a video. There's Canvas integration where you can upload it directly into your My Media account. You can enable the webcam function. You can have it exclusively be a camera video, or it can be combined with your computer desktop screencast. There's microphone integration. And then also, as we're discussing this integration with My Media videos allow you to see student analytics. You can convert your Kaltura Capture video into a video quiz. And the new Kaltura Capture software also has slide detection, which allows students to toggle between slides through the duration of your video. Capture Space was the older version of this tool by Kaltura, and so they've created a newer version with some enhanced features, and I believe the older version of Capture Space relied on some Flash functions, which have been kind of problematic for some faculty as our computers don't operate with Flash anymore. So here's my old Capture Space desktop recorder. I'm not going to use that in this tutorial. We're going to walk through the process of downloading the capture tool, and sometimes it's referred as personal capture. So let's open a Canvas course. Let's get started. To begin, access a Canvas course, and you'll want to access your My Media page. If you don't see this on your navigation menu, you'll need to go to Settings, Navigation, and locate the My Media area within this bottom section here. It would look like this. So you can click and drag it to the top section, and if you go down and hit Save, it will appear on your navigation menu. Once you have My Media on your navigation menu, select it. And over on the right upper hand corner, you'll see some buttons here. Click on Add New, and from here you'll see some options. Some of these have similar names. Capture Space is the old one that we're not going to use. We're going to download the Personal Capture software. So select Personal Capture, and it's going to walk you through the download process. Now, if you're using a Mac, you'll want to choose that option. If you're using a Windows PC, you'll choose that option. I'm working off of a PC, so I'm going to download for Windows. The browser I'm using is Google Chrome, so it's going to show the download down here. If you're using Firefox, they usually have the downloads in the top right corner. And this is the downloading application, so click on that, and it's going to walk us through the installation. So we can select Next. It's going to select a folder to store the recordings that we make. I'll select Next and then select Install. It'll tell you when it's completed. Select the Finish button. And I'm going to click out of this page just to show you what you may see. So I'm going to minimize this. And now I see the Kaltura Capture icon has appeared, and I've moved it over here. Now, the first time you try to open it, it may give you a message that says you need to open it from a web page. What that means is it's trying to integrate it with your Canvas account in My Media. So to do that, you need to go back to your course, and it can be any course that has your My Media navigation. Click on My Media, and we need to go back to Add New Personal Capture, and then you'll get this prompt here, Open Kaltura Capture. So you can click Open Kaltura Capture. You can check always open these types of links if you want with this associated app. So I'll click on that and say Open Capture. Now, when I click into this, it integrates right away, and you could see that it's accessing my webcam, and I can record the screen and use the microphone as well. This is very similar if you're familiar with Kaltura Capture Space. The setup is a little different, but it has the same functions. So if we want to record a screencast and just have the screen without the camera, if I want to disable the camera, all I have to do is click on this camera icon, and see when I hover over it, it says turn off screen or webcam. So if I click on that, it has a line through it. It's still picking up the audio, and if I want to check to make sure it's using the right microphone, I can use this drop down, and it gives me all the options of my different microphones on my computer. Same thing if you're using an integrated camera. If you have a web camera that's built into your monitor, but you want to use an external camera, you will have several options to choose from down here. I have two cameras to choose from. Screen, if you have two different screens, I have a double screen here so I can see two different screens. If you have a single screen, it'll probably give you one. You can also select the area if you don't want the entirety of your screen to show. Just know that if you choose an unusual shape, it may affect the quality of the video. Keep that in mind. Okay, so to begin recording, you will select the start recording icon, and it'll give you a countdown. And it's, let's see if I pull up my presentation that we started with and start recording that. I can get it started, and I could give a presentation like this, and we'll go to the next screen and walk through again. Okay, so we went through 3 slides just then. I'm going to hit escape, and to if I wanted to, I could pause the recording at any point and then resume if I wanted to take a break. But when I'm done, I can hit the square icon, which is the stop. You can see it will give you the countdown as you're going, but you can also draw on the screen. Maybe you want to highlight something from your presentation. You can choose a color, choose how large the line would be, and you can choose the draw feature, and I can circle. I can point things with an arrow. I can add text, and it doesn't even have to be in a presentation. I've hit the T, and I can start typing words, and that doesn't have to be on a PowerPoint. It can be on your screen as well. And then you have like just the general selector tool. When we're done, we can stop recording. I'll say, are you sure you want to stop? We'll say yes. And now it shows the 2 different inputs. This was the input from what everything that was happening on the screen, and then this was my webcam that was happening at the same time. Now what this is going to do is we can save this, and it will go into a Kaltura Capture queue. I don't necessarily have to have this uploaded into my media page. It could just stay in this software queue on my computer. So I could give this a title. We'll call it Kaltura Capture Introduction. You can add a description if you would like, but you don't have to. We'll say general walkthrough. If you want tags for this video to be searchable, you can add tags. That's just like keywords basically. I'm not going to add any tags. I can save, or I could save and upload. So it's kind of like in Canvas where you have save and publish. This would be save and upload would send it to your My Media page, and only you have access to things in your My Media page until you put it in a page in a specific Canvas course. So even by doing this, your students aren't going to automatically see anything until you designate where it goes. Notice too, you can just save it and it'll go to the queue. You can also delete it. You can also preview it from here. Those are all the features. So I'm going to hit save. Select this gear icon to manage your settings. You can adjust the screen resolution. So you have 720 and by 1080p as the default. And I think that that is the recommended resolution for YouTube. Notice here that system audio by default is turned off. So that means any sounds that come from your computer will not be picked up in the video, just the external microphone. So if you do have noises on your computer that you want to be included in the video, you need to change this to yes. Some people like this off though because they don't want their email chimes in the background to come into the video. So I toggle between yes and no depending on what type of video I'm making. And then highlight cursor is turned on. It directs the user to see exactly what you're looking at when you're creating the video. In this bottom section here, upload logs is specifically for tech support. If you have any issues with this program, you can click upload logs, and then you'll just send that script that is generated to tech support. So you can just copy this information and paste it if you're prompted to do so. So that's the settings of Kaltura Capture. And notice here I have a library in this folder icon here. I have my Kaltura Capture introduction, and then this other one was another video I had already made a couple days ago. If you want to start working on a video and then you're not done and you want to maybe you have two different parts to it, you could just store it here and then upload both videos at a later time. But if you decide that you are ready to upload this into your My Media, all you have to do is click on the upload button, and it's going to give you a pending sign, and eventually it will upload. And I'm going to pause the video, and we'll come back once it's done. Now, I'm back in my course. I'm going to go to My Media, and I see that the thumbnail has not appeared yet, but I can go in and look at the video. So here's what the video would look like, and Kaltura Capture kind of gives an interesting way of doing this. The student can hit play, and they can toggle between the screen and the webcam by doing this toggle view. So notice when I click on these two arrows, it switches between what is the dominant picture here. You can also do a picture-in-picture tool, which is the default, or you can do the side-by-side so they can see each equally as it's playing. And they can switch which one is on which side. And then this one is the single view. So if they don't want to look at your face, they can just look at the screen. Now you'll notice this up here. I want to show you when we scroll. Let's go to that part where I pulled up the presentation. And it doesn't have to be just that part of the video, but this enables the students to see all the slides during that video. So when they're hitting play, they can toggle and skip to certain slides. So what it does is it saves the certain point of the video where that slide is showing, and the student can skip directly to it. That is a new feature, and it allows students to find information a little faster. So there are other resources that we've created in the past that talk about how to create video quizzes using My Media and other features within the My Media area. So be sure to check those out. But this is just a general look at using Kaltura Capture. Now, if I wanted to embed this in a place in my course, I think I would choose a module. And let's say I wanted to put it in week 1 module, I would hit the add button. I like to embed them on pages. So I'd say new page, add item. I need to give it a name. We'll say video 1. And I'll click on it. And I'm ready to embed that video that I just created. So to do that, you'll click on this blue V icon, Embed Kaltura Media. And here I can select the video. Again, it still requires time to choose a thumbnail, but I can choose the size of the video that I like, large, medium, or small. If I just hit select, it will default to medium. So I'm going to choose medium and then hit select. And I can save it. And now the students can click on it. They still have all these buttons here that they can use to use those features we talked about. You want to be sure that you publish this page if you want students to see it. But that is the basics of using Kaltura Capture, also sometimes referred to as personal capture, and using that tool to directly publish videos into Canvas. If you have any other questions about how to use these tools or any other innovative tools in your class, be sure to visit one of the Centers for Teaching and Learning Innovation at Valencia College. Thank you so much.